Okay, thank you, GMs, for joining me on the conference call. Arizona, have you been drinking, mate? Come on, man, it's a professional environment. Anyway, does anybody want Wakamatsu? Yeah, I found him hiding in AAA. Come on, Arizona, he's really good. Yeah, yeah, that sounds like a deal you won't regret tomorrow.
Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to the Chicago Cubs. It is opening day of season 6, are we in? I don't know what season we're in, but anyway, it's opening day. We're in Milwaukee to face the Brewers, and I'm excited for this season, I've got to say. I'm hopeful that we've got a team together here that is going to be able to just go that little bit better than last year, and I've got a few kids to show you too. Spring training, and we'll get to it in just a second, went okay, but we were experimenting with some players, and I think we've got the next generation. Even if we end up at the end of this season losing some big names, I think we've got kids coming through that will be able to get the job done for us. But the big news, other than Blazovic's injury, which doesn't really matter, to be honest, we've got decent pitchers elsewhere, is the trade of Wakamatsu. Now, I think we all had a soft spot for Fozzie, didn't we, when he first joined us? But ultimately, he just didn't quite do what we wanted him to do. He was supposed to be a defensive backup, and he never hit. He never hit for us. He never hit for us in the minors. So we traded him away, and the player we got, I don't know what Arizona was thinking, is Juan Murillo. I could not sign this. I couldn't hit, yes, deal, to complete the trade quick enough. He's an absolute star. I mean, he's got enough pitches that you could argue that he could be a starting pitcher, but he doesn't have the stamina. But we've had starting pitchers. I mean, also Crockett that we had for a while there. He had stamina of 35 and was still a very good starter for us. And I think this guy could do it. Just with, he does with the number of pitches that he has, but he's here to be in the bullpen for now. And I'm absolutely flabbergasted that we got him, a 26-year-old, and it just going forward. If Bednar leaves, he's on big money right now. If he was to leave, doesn't really matter. Gregory Santos leaving, which was maybe a little bit of a controversial one to do with that trade, doesn't matter because we've got Juan here, and he's won the World Series before. Let's hope that he can bring that to us this season. So yeah, really, really pleased with that. But let's get to spring training and see how that went. Now, what I would say is don't let the actual numbers put you off too much. We're only 3 games back of the Cardinals. We did tie a few games as well, which obviously don't quite show up there. I'm relatively confident, but what I didn't love is when we go to the preseason predictions. So we can see the American League here and how that is predicted to play out. So yeah, that is that. And then you can see the league leaders there as well. But let's go and have a look at the National League. So yeah, there it is there. Not great, obviously. I always feel like the game doesn't quite rate our pitching staff as well as it could do. So that's not ideal. I think we'll be better than that. Well, we better be better than that, that's for sure. And if we go and have a look at some of the league leaders, Vlad in a contract year is predicted to lead the league in batting. I'm assuming that means he'll certainly be one of the top 10. So that's nice. McQuaid still isn't there, which just makes me feel like the whole thing's a little bit flawed. We don't have any pitchers there either, which is fair enough. But again, we've seen that our pitchers, they do better than they are forecast to do. So yeah, let's hope that those predictions aren't correct, but let's hope that Vlad does have a good year. So we'll have one of those predictions, please, game. So this now brings us to our opening day roster. These are our pitchers with their spring training numbers. Alcantara had, let's not get too excited, but he did have a very solid spring training, so I'm really hoping that he does a job. The only one that really I'm concerned about is Hailsley Murals. Now, he came out of nowhere to have a really good season last year, even got votes in the Cy Young. Didn't have a good spring training by any stretch of the imagination, so hopefully he is going to get back to his regular season form and even postseason form last season. Scott is going to be the 5th starter to start the season, and a couple of guys that are in here. Espino is back in, and then we've got our new boys down the bottom here in Moore, in Murillo, and in Pinto as well. They all had solid spring trainings. The big omission here is McLean from last year. He had a very good spring training, but he was easy to drop because he had option years, whereas a lot of these other guys that I would have maybe preferred to drop to him, they option years they were out, so we would have had to waive them, and I didn't want to risk losing them for nothing when McLean can go down, and we just buys us some time to figure out exactly what we need to and want to do this season. Let's go and have a look at the hitters. And these are the men. These are who we've got to start us off. One big difference from last season is Owen Casey is going to start the season off, and I forget who it is he's there in place of. It's going to be Kevin Maid. Just didn't hit again, so we dropped him down. I'm wondering if we if it comes to pinch hitters, I think we've got good options. In terms of wanting to shift around the infield a little bit, we don't have good options. That we don't have any infielders. So whether this will start out or stay the way the way we're starting out is to be decided. The big concern here has got to be Petey Crow. He didn't hit really in the end of last season, and he carried that form into spring training. So again, given that he's on big money now, yes, and the reason that I haven't even considered trading him really is because he's now a 3-time Gold Glove center fielder. He does need to hit as well. You can't just stand out there and look good. You've got to hit, and De Leon is also a good center fielder. So Petey Crow's on notice, I think. Now, I did say there were some guys in spring training I want to draw our attention to. The first of those is Mike Garland. Now, he is a third baseman, although in truth, he's a Vlad. He's a first baseman, maybe a left fielder. He batted very, very well. Now, he went from college into AA last season. This season, he's going to be in AAA. He batted 350 in AA last year, so straight out of college. So I'm thinking we might even see him towards the end of this season. But if Vlad is to go, which financially makes a lot of sense for us, I'm really hoping this guy can keep up what's been an exceptional start to his career and come in for us at next season and get the job done. Now, two other guys, we have Nate Giordano that did really well again. He went from A ball to AA last year. He's going to play AAA this year, and he batted well in spring training. He's batted fairly well, you've got to say, in the farm system. So another one that we could see come in later this year. Not the greatest defensive player, but certainly decent enough if his bat's going to perform for us. And the other one is Bobby Patterson. Now, he only played A-ball last year, batted 277 in A-ball, but did really, really well in spring training. We can see there's a lot of potential in that bat of his. And as a defensive outfielder, maybe not so much on the error front, but is very, very good as well. So I'm even thinking potentially the new Brennan Davis. If Brennan Davis is going to start arbitration and getting his salary up a little bit too high for us, this guy could, in theory, come in, play right field, and do a decent job. But again, he's moved up from A-ball last season to play AAA this year. I just want to see how he gets on. I didn't want to throw him straight into the majors. That seemed unfair to him, especially when we do have Brennan Davis, Owen Casey, and De Leon play the same position, and we're not really in any rush to move them on either. So there is a little bit coming through, which is exciting. Let's hope that if we do have to lose players this season when contracts are up, then it's not a complete disaster. We've got a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for, conveyor belt of players coming through. But that being said, let's go and check these lineups. Opening day, always exciting. Let's go and play the Brewers. So the matchups look okay. Certainly at the top of the order anyway. So Namala is going to lead us off to start off the season. He's at shortstop. It is Julian batting second at DH. It is Vlad batting third, McQuaid batting fourth, and Bregman bats fifth, first, left field, and third. Ballesteros catches at 6. Davis in right field bats 7. Rafaela sits at second base. He bats 8. Petey Crow bats 9. It's the only place he could realistically be. And Seth Lonsway, the hero really of last season's postseason, he gets the opening day start up against Tim Sloan for them. And he looks quite good, doesn't he, unfortunately? And anybody else there that we recognize as former players, it doesn't look like it. All right, let's get out there and let's hope we start the season well. So welcome to American Family Park. Is that what it's called? What's it? Not going to tell me. Oh, American Family Field. That sounds like it was named by a committee, doesn't it? Anyway, Seth Lonsway will start. No, hang on, we're batting first, aren't we? So Namala will start us off. He grounds out, and that will be one away. So it'll be Julian coming in now. A full count, and Edward Julian gets himself over to first. Up comes Vlad, who I can't help but feels like owes us for last postseason. He picks up where he left off with a strikeout. In comes McQuaid now. 2 out, 1 on. A full count, and McQuaid draws a walk. So 2 on, 2 out now for Bregman. Let's see what he can do. Now, I will have to show you Bregman as he has got one into centre field, and that might open the scoring. Julian is coming home. Julian will get home, and the Bregman RBI single opens the scoring. We go 1-0 up, in the first. It is Ballesteros now. A 2-2 pitch. Ballesteros grounds it to the second baseman. That'll end the inning, but that is okay because we have a lead. Now, I don't know if you can see behind my head here, Bregman's defense, 30. That has absolutely fallen off a cliff during the off-season. I don't know if it's going to come back. I don't think it's going to come back because he's mid-30s, I think, at this point. So that's probably that. And there is a part of me that wonders, could we stick Vlad or Julian over there and move Bregman to DH, perhaps, as Lonsway gets the first man out, but the second man gets a single into left field. So Yoshida is on base. It is Churio now to the plate. And, oh, we've got him at first. Not even paying attention. And Lonsway undoes the hit. So with 2 out, no one on now. A 1-2 pitch. And that is into centre field again. So for the second time, we have a single. A 2-out single this time. And it is Furness. Furness has got to be in a hot streak, doesn't he? Hero week. There we go. That'll do it. Strikeout out at first. And we have a 1-run lead. Davis to lead us off here. He's gone down the order because spring training wasn't spectacular from him. He's one of these guys, he usually has a good regular season eventually. Actually, he usually starts the season off well. Last year, we didn't tail off until we got to the postseason. So maybe this year he'll... I mean, we just need players to show up in the postseason, don't we? Yes, we need to get there, obviously, but yeah, it's always frustrating. Petey Crow now, 2 out, no one on. He grounds it to the first baseman. That is the end of the top of the second. And it is Guzman to lead them off. Jonathan Guzman. Now, there was a Canadian footballer by that name. That isn't actually Jonathan, is it? It's probably pronounced Jonathan, or I'm certainly going to pronounce it Jonathan. Anyway, he pops it out to Davis. It is Spencer Jones coming in, who sounds like a villain of Roger Rabbit or something. And that is a 1-out single. In it comes Ahuna. And he grounds a first pitch to the third baseman. Bregman gets the job done there over the second for 1 away. So 2 out. Runner at first for Royce Lewis. His first at bat of the season. Into right field. Should be caught. Brennan Davis is under it. And that'll end the second. We are still 1-0 up. In comes Namala for the second time today. He is 0 for 1. It's definitely the first time he has led off the lineup. And he's not making a great job of it as he goes 0 for 2. Julian, who walked last time up. A 1-2 pitch. He has got it into right field. So Julian gets himself on base for the second time. 1 on, 1 out for Vlad, who is 0 for 1. A 3-0. And Vlad draws the walk. So 2 on, 1 out now for McQuaid. And he walked first time around. A 2-2 pitch. McQuaid has grounded into a double play. Has he? No, he's got an infield hit. It was well enough hit. Shortstop just didn't have a play, did he? So it loads the bases with 1 out for Bregman, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI already. It's a full count. Are they going to walk in a run? No, they're not. Bregman is going to hit it into right field. It's going to be caught. Is it going to be deep enough? It looks like it is. So Bregman with his second RBI. Vlad goes over to third. McQuaid stays at first. So runners at the corners with 2 out for Ballesteros. 0 for 1. A 2-1 pitch. Ballesteros into right field. That is going to be caught. That is going to end the inning. But we are 2-0 out. 2-0 out in front, I should say, with Teal coming to the plate for the first time. A 1-2 pitch. And he hits it into right field. Brennan Davis is going to try and keep it to a single, which he cannot do. So a leadoff double, which is not the perfect way for us to have started the inning, is it? In comes Cabrera, who is 0 for 1. A 3-0. That's the walk. So 2 on, none out, though we do have the force, and it's Yoshida who has a hit already today. A 1-2 pitch. He strikes out, 1 away. Double play now ends the inning. Chorio's at the plate. He's 1 for 1 today. It is a 1-0 pitch. And that is into right field. Brennan Davis cannot do much with that. And that is going to bring in a run. So with one away, it is 2-1. Runners at first and second. And it is Furness to the plate. 0 for 1 today. A full count. And a walk to load the bases. This is the first time we've seen Lonsway under pressure, isn't it? And it is Guzman who's 0 for 1. A 2-1 pitch. Can we get a double play ball? We've got an infield fly. That is fine. Runners will have to go back. It probably would have been called anyway. And that is 2 away for Spencer Jones, who is 1 for 1. First pitch swing. Spencer Jones into center field. And that is going to not just tie the game. Oh, no, it is just going to tie the game. Petey Crow did enough. So it is 2-2. It is still loaded bases with 2 out. Lonsway to Ahuna, who's 0 for 1. It's an 0-1 pitch. It's a ground ball. It should be out at first. It is. So they leave them loaded, but they tie the game, and Davis will lead us off 0 for 1. It's a 1-2 pitch. What's Brennan got? Not much. 1 away. In comes Rafaela, who's 0 for 1. It is a 2-2 pitch. He watches strike 3 and has the momentum in the game just shifted. It is Petey Crow who is 0 for 1. A 2-1 pitch on him. Petey Crow has hit it into right field. It will be caught, and it will end at the top of the 4th. All right, Royce Lewis, who is 0 for 1. A 3-1 pitch. We're giving up a few too many walks here. So a leadoff walk. Lonsway to Teal now, who hit the double last time up. A 2-1. And that is into right field. Can Brennan Davis make a catch? He can. Runner will stay at first. 1 away. Cabrera now, who's 0 for 1. A 2-2 pitch. There's a strikeout. 2 away. Nicely done, Seth. Yoshida now. He is 1 for 2. It is a 2-1 pitch. 2 out. Runner at first. Popped up. Petey Crow's there. Camped underneath it. Barely had to move. Ends the 4th. We are still tied at 2. Sloan to Namala now, who's 0 for 2. It is a 2-1 pitch. And Namala pops one straight up. And it'll be the shortstop who makes the catch. 4-1 away. In will come Julian, who's 1 for 1 with a walk. It is a 1-2 pitch. And Julian swings at one that looked high and inside. It was definitely high, maybe not inside. So 2 away for Vlad, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. It is a 1-0 pitch. Vlad gets it down into left field, and that'll be a 2-out single. His first hit since about this time last year, it feels like. And it is McQuaid, 1 for 1, again with a walk. It's a 2-2 pitch. And McQuaid strikes out, ends the 5th, and we will still be tied at 2. And it is Chorio to lead them off, who is 2 for 2 today himself. It's a 1-1 pitch. It's still Lonsway on the mound. That is through. And it will be a leadoff single as Petey Crow gets the ball back in for us. Lonsway to Furness now. 0 for 1 he is. It's a 3-0 pitch. It's going to be 2 on. Is it? Oh, wait, no, he swung at it. Petey Crow's there. And makes the catch. For 1 away, runner stays at first. Lonsway to Guzman now, who is 0 for 2. It's a 2-2 pitch. Lonsway gets a strikeout. That looked a little bit outside, didn't it not? Yeah, it was outside. So well done to Ballesteros there. And Spencer Jones now, who is 2 for 2. You've had your hits, mate. Go and get out. He pops it up. Petey Crow should have that. And that will do it for the 5th. Still, we are tied at 2. And it will be Bregman to face Sloan. Bregman, 1 for 1, 2 RBIs, having a nice opening day. It's an 0-1 pitch. And Bregman, oh, I thought that was going to get through. But third baseman has it over to first, 1 away. In comes Ballesteros, who's 0 for 2. It's a full count. Ballesteros grounds it to the shortstop. That'll be 2 away. And it'll bring in Davis, who is 0 for 2. A 1-0 pitch. 2 out, no one on. Brennan Davis pops one straight up. And that'll do it for the 6th. Now, surely Seth Lonsway is done here. He's had a good 5 inning. And he is indeed. It's DJ Hertz who has moved from the rotation into the bullpen for us this year. He's going to face Ahuna, who is 0 for 2. It is a 2-2 pitch. And that is into center field. It's going to drop in front of Petey Crow for a leadoff single. Lewis comes up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. It's a 1-1 pitch. It's a ground ball. It could be a double play. 1, 2. And we like to see that. Excellent work by DJ. In comes Teal now, who's 1 for 2. Excuse me. It's an 0-2 pitch. Can DJ sit him down? Yes, he can. And that's more like the DJ. Disappointing, wasn't it? The game 4 where he got blown out last season in the playoffs. But anyway, that can happen. Rafaela, who's 0 for 2, comes in. It's an 0-1 pitch. And Sadani Rafaela has got it into right field, but it will be caught. And it'll be 1 away. In comes PD Crow, who's 0 for 2. It is a 2-0 pitch. PD Crow grounds it to the first baseman, wired 2 away. And back to the top we go for Namala, who is 0 for 3. It is a 3-0 pitch. Can he get himself on base here? He can. Now, Namala, not the worst base runner, and that will do it for the pitcher. It is Leisha coming onto the mound, and it is Julian at the plate, who is 1 for 2. It is an 0-1 pitch. And Julian into right field. That will be caught. That will end the top of the 7th, and we will stretch. Tied at 2. It's a tense opening day. Okay, welcome back. Cabrera will lead them off. DJ's on the mound. He's 0 for 2 today is Cabrera, and he is 0 for 3 now as we get the strike there. That was very much... Oh, no, 6. It was very much in the strike zone. Yoshida, who is 1 for 3. First pitch swing. Ground ball, and that will be out at first as Rafaela gets the ball done. 2 down for Chorio, who is 3 for 3. It is an 0-2 pitch. It's a strikeout. DJ's back, everybody. And that will do it for the 7th. Into the 8th we go. Vlad to lead us off. 1 for 2 today, a 3-0 pitch. And Vlad draws the leadoff walk. So we've got a go-ahead run ahead, and McQuaid at the plate, albeit facing a lefty. He's 1 for 2. Vlad's not paying attention. Oh, and he's picked off. A 1-2 pitch now on McQuaid. He grounds it to the second baseman. Is he going to get a second infield hit? No, he's not. 2 away. Oh, Vlad is just not endearing himself to us, is he? It's Bregman coming up now. He is 1 for 2 today. A 1-1 pitch, and Bregman into right field. Bregman having a wonderful opening day. So a 2-out single for him. Can Ballesteros drive this run around or keep the inning going? He's 0 for 3. It's a first pitch swing. It's a loose one. Bregman goes to second. So in scoring position now, although he only has speed of 25, so maybe not. Ballesteros into right field, but it is caught. And it is still tied at 2. DJ to face Furness, who is 0 for 2. It is a 3-0 pitch. Come on, DJ. That is ripped through the inside, the infield, I should say, the right side. And a leadoff single. So their go-ahead run is on base. Guzman to the plate, who is 0 for 3. A 1-0 pitch. And that is popped straight up. It's going to be Vlad in foul territory for 1 away. In comes Spencer Jones, who's 2 for 3. A 1-1 pitch from him. And that is to Vlad. We get one. Oh, that's wonderful work in the infield. Wonderful work. And that will do it for the 8th. Still tied at 2. It's opening day going extra inning. Sharp comes onto the mound for them to face Brennan Davis, who is 0 for 3. It's a first pitch swing. Are we going to get a loose one first up from Sharp? He's popped it up into left field, and that is 1 away. All right, Rafaela, who's 0 for 3. I tell you what, the bottom of this order has not hit today, has it? First pitch swing, and he gets hit. So we have the go-ahead run at first with 1 away in the top of the 9th. It is PD Crow who's 0 for 3 at the plate. A 3-1. PD Crow into right field. That'll be 2 away. Rafaela will stay at first and will surely be trying to steal second here. He's a good stealer and not the slowest. Namala is 0 for 3. An 0-2. Namala strikes out. Rafaela stays at first and will go to the bottom of the 9th. And it'll be David Bednar coming onto the mound to face Ahuna, who is 1 for 3. It is a 3-0 pitch. And Bednar has put the go-ahead, the winning run on base. Lewis, who's 0 for 2. First pitch swing. And that is through the middle. That go-ahead run is now going to be at third base with no one out. And David Bednar is doing his best to ruin everybody's opening day here. Can he get himself out of this? Runners at the corners, no one out, and the scores are tied in the 9th. There goes the runner to second. Not really, doesn't really matter, does it? It's the guy at third that matters. And do we walk this guy now to load the bases, I wonder? It's a 1-0. And that is into right field. It is going to be caught, but it's too deep. And it is going to win the game for the Brewers in the bottom of the ninth. 3-2. So, it's not David Bednar's finest hour, is it? I wonder if we look to trade him. He's a free agent end of the year. He's on 9.6. He was very good last year, particularly at the end of the playoffs. He was sort of a little bit lights out, but yeah, he won't be celebrating every win today. Well, maybe he will. Does he celebrate every win? Like, is he in the Milwaukee dressing room, perhaps, celebrating with them? Because that's pretty much all we can say is he can do today. Disappointing, that one, but you can't win them all. So we start with a loss, and hopefully that is not the preseason predictions coming true. But if you've enjoyed that today, make sure you hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We will be back. We'll come back early May, and we'll come back to host the Dodgers. And let's hope that we've got a few wins under our belts between now and then. And we are well above 500. Until then, guys, take care.